What?
Are either one of these any good?
I don't watch movies.
You twins? Nah, we cousins.
Well, I'm getting ready to watch a video.
Really? What?
Oh, just some scary movie.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
Well, that was a metaphor, okay? You know, Max, sometimes I'm just riffing. Would you allow me to riff? As the leader, can I riff? Can I riff? Yes.
I heard a little rumor.
What is that?
People have been talking.
What'd they say?
They're like, the boys are done. They're washed. They missed a week. It's over.
They didn't post
it's a wrap.
last week. Where are the film riff guys?
Where have
they been?
That's the headlines. Where are they at? They're done. Get them out of here.
No, we ain't gone.
But they're wrong.
We never left.
We're back, baby. Back with another episode. Sometimes you need a break.
Hey,
sometimes things happen.
We had things going.
Yeah.
We're busy. We had our little other side hobbies in the works.
Yeah. We're busy people.
Busy people. We're not just a podcast.
Yeah, we got real lives.
We got real lives out there.
We do things. Nate got a haircut.
I did get a haircut. I also ran a half marathon.
He did.
Slight flex, though. You know
Slight
how
flex.
it goes.
Damn, quit bragging.
I know. My bad.
I think he spent more time in the medical tent than he did running, but no.
Low key.
Just kidding.
Low key.
I would have died like 10 minutes in. But yeah, so how'd your run go? Did you get are you happy with your time?
Not really, but came in under 2 hours. Goal was under an hour and a half, but you know, stuff happens. Took a little visit to the medical tent. Had a couple Charlie horses towards the last 2 miles. So
damn horses.
I know.
But then you got out and booked it to the end.
No, last mile was like 25 minutes. So
wow,
slowest. I ran a mile. I'm like, how fast a lot of people could run a 5K, dude. It's sad. So sad.
You got that sick ass picture at the end with the.
I did. Yeah, I did. I did get that. Yeah.
And that's why we do it. It's for the gram, right?
Exactly.
Oh man! All right, let's get into it.
Yeah. I guess, dude. Just covering the last 2 weeks. We got so many trailers, so many things happening. We saw ThunderBolts.
That we did. ThunderBolts asterisk mark.
Asterisk mark. We got 2 episodes of The Last of Us to catch up on, and The Studio.
Mm-hmm.
Which you caught up on The Studio?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, shoot. First trailer, probably the one I'm most excited about. Weapons. New Zach Kreger.
Weapons.
We were talking about this movie when the teasers came out. They're all the kids doing the little Naruto T-pose runs out of the house. But yeah, I don't know. Full trailer dropped. It's even more hyped. Super unsettling, super creepy. Josh Brolin voice over the trailers. Sick.
And what's her name's in it? I forgot.
Julia Gardner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Silver Surfer herself.
Yeah.
Coming up.
She'll always be the Ozark girl to me.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Always. Ruth.
Yeah. Ruth.
Yeah.
Ruth, that is.
Yeah.
That's her name. Marty.
Gosh, she's so good. I still have yet to see it, but she was in that Wolfman movie earlier this year.
I think I'm gonna let that one slide.
You didn't see it?
No, I mean I don't plan on it. Is what I'm saying. I heard it was bad and it looked bad. So
my dad saw it. He said it was pretty good. He liked it, but he's also a big monster movie guy.
Yeah. I don't think there's a movie he doesn't like, to be honest with you.
He likes most movies.
Yeah, there's not a movie.
I think every movie I go see at the movie theater and I come back, I'm like, oh, this was fantastic. He's like, oh, that was so mid. Oh, he Hereditary. You know, we both kind of jerk Ari Aster a little bit, but he hates Hereditary. Did not like it at all.
I thought he likes it.
Nah, he was like
to this day he doesn't.
No,
like
he was
it?
so boring. Fell asleep.
Oh no,
crazy.
Well, see, that's the type of guy that likes Wolfman.
I guess so.
I'm just
I don't know. There definitely is a generational gap a little bit. I think in terms of more modern movies, because they're just so different. I think modern movies are leaning more towards in that kind of indie category, that elevated horror. Yeah. What we would perceive as good, I think older generations are like, oh, this is kind of boring and mid. So I don't know.
Don't generalize, dude. There's some geezers that like
I know
Psycho and Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, I remember when you and I went to the Brutalist, there was a lot of old people there. They loved that. But that was a very old traditional Hollywood, I think. A little bit more so.
Well, come to find out, it's not made in Hollywood.
Hey, hi.
Not that too.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
No, the tariff reference.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I guess we can get into that real fast before we go into
just
these
breeze over it.
trailers. But yeah, we were talking about this before we hopped on the mic, but
On the
apparent-
Mizike.
yeah, on the Mizike. Apparently, Trump is planning on putting like 100% tariff on foreign films or any films that are filmed outside of the United States, which is basically 50% of all TV shows and movies that are U.S. made are filmed out of states. So I don't really know how that's gonna work. That's kind of a little iffy.
I feel like his heart's in the right place. He got one of his film bros hit him up and was like, "Yo,
Yeah, John Voight and Mel Gibson, the two beacons of light in the film industry.
yeah." There's a couple. One's a geezer for sure.
They're both definitely geezers.
Yeah, but one's geezer.
Yeah, John Voight is.
Yeah.
old.
He hit him up.
Dude was in Deliverance, bro. That's a hard. That's crazy.
He's in a lot of shit. Anaconda. Yeah. Woo!
Squeal like a pig.
Yo. No, I think his film bro hit him up and was like, "Yo, check it, dude. Hollywood's going to shit, dude. And all these Hollywood people hate you, but you can take you can be the big man in
You can
this.
be their leader.
No, not the you can be the someone's shitting on you, but you still help them out. This is your
Yeah.
opportunity to do that." And he's like, "You know what? I like movies. I'll do it.
I love movies. The best of movies.
The biggest and best movies."
Anime.
China has some movies, but no one watches their movies. No one likes anime anymore. They say why? I don't know. I know. It's just,
Dude,
I'm trying off the top of my head, but I can't do a good Trump one right now.
that's good.
But I think he's trying to help him out. He doesn't really understand how shit works.
yeah. Well,
So he's going to send it up, and then some people are going to be like, "Look, bro, this really makes no sense." And he's going to be like, "All right, it was this fucking idiot. It wasn't my idea. It was this.
it was that John Voight guy.
Yeah.
I'll make him squeal like a pig for what he did for me.
Anaconda really wasn't that good. His part in it.
I like the part where he got eaten by the giant snake. No.
Someone say that's the best part in the film." All right.
Dude, no. But it's like, it's crazy though, because when you really do think about it, like you have so many movies being filmed in Vancouver, Toronto, even overseas in like Europe. I mean, and they're all supposed to be placeholders for
Like
you know,
New York
City. Yeah.
like
and
big,
so,
like big cities. You're like, oh yeah, but yeah, 90% of the time, I would say, right?
yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy. And this is something I wanted to get more into like in ThunderBolts, but it's like when you are filming on location for where you actually want to be, I think it just makes a movie feel so much better. Like I want movies to be filmed in New York City.
It's like good for like, okay,
Yeah,
so what's all this strikes and shit for? Like people, like they're dying out here for jobs, right? The
Yeah.
artists. This
Yeah.
helps give them jobs. But you can't, at the same time, if I want to film a movie in fucking Ireland or whatever, I should be able to fucking do that.
Yeah, and I think it's a whole problem of like you're not directly incentivizing people with the obviously I don't think this is like a fleshed out thing, but it doesn't directly impact the movie industry and like everything that we talk about on this podcast, but it's like you're not directly incentivizing people to make movies in America. You're actively though de-incentivizing people to film outside of America,
Just, like,
which
general-
which is huge for saving money, huge for studios to create as much content as they want to create. And I think trying to focus everything back into America will restrict a lot of art from being made. And I think that's like an overall bad thing.
Yes, I agree. Government shouldn't get involved with that. I see what they're wanting to do. They shouldn't decentivize. They should just incentivize.
Yeah.
They shouldn't put tariffs.
Yeah.
But these other countries are incentivizing the shit out of it for us to go there. It's more of a state thing. That's what it should be. It's up to the governor.
Yeah, the
of
certain
California.
states give tax breaks and
They should. That's up. I mean, they're the ones dropping the ball. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, because I mean, right now you have like places such as Atlanta that are, the huge kind of movie meccas right now. It's like they have so many sound stages and things, and people are going to film there. And, there's just like nothing that's filmed really in LA anymore or New York. So I would love to see it kind of return to that because, I mean, you look at old Hollywood, like kind of silver age of film and,
Yeah.
Everything was focused in LA and filmed on big built sets and,
And it's not so much so. Some of it is, but not all of it is like I want to see the actual real buildings of New York. It's more so Like there's people that need jobs in film.
Yeah.
In America,
Yeah.
that this would help, right?
Yeah.
We already got the fucking actors taking all the American jobs, all the British actors.
Yeah. I
Who
think
sound just like us.
I think the problem more so with that though is like more workers in the U.S. are unionized.
Yeah, I know.
Versus out of country, it's like you're not having to deal with as many unions, and you can get around a lot of loopholes and save so much like
Kind of
money.
like sweatshops.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Obviously,
exactly.
it's
It's
not
outsourcing. It's
Yeah.
outsourcing.
It's just
So,
cheaper and easier to get shit done.
Yeah,
These damn unions.
but I mean, getting film made here in America and kind of getting that promoted, I love. But then you also have to think you're hurting foreign media in general. And it's like foreign films have become so much more of a staple here in America, which I personally love. But
is that even what's happened? I mean, I don't even know. Is that like okay? What
that was a part of it. I
like no one really understands.
I was trying to read up a little bit more on it, like as I was coming over here. But
Like if they're a foreign studio made in a foreign, but then I don't understand it, dude.
yeah,
I don't think anyone does.
I don't even know exactly how it works. Like, would you? Like who's picking up the tariff? Is it the movie theaters? Is it the companies selling the DVDs? I don't really know how it would translate coming over, but
I think it would be the people the Warner
studio,
Brothers.
yeah, the studios
It'd
in the
have to be
movie.
them. That's the only thing that makes sense
yeah,
because they're the
Yeah.
ones fronting the money to make the movie.
yeah, true.
It would have to be them, but there's no way this has happened. I think, like I said, it was a spur of the moment. It sounded good on paper because it was like film dudes, Hollywood dudes.
Yeah, John. Yeah,
Well, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
they're whatever you want to say about them, but they know their shit when it comes to this. They live in this world,
yeah. They are from a different era.
so you
though.
would just assume that they kind of got an idea, and then you tweet it, you gain traction, you send it up to your people, and your people are like, "Bro, no." And then it's another news cycle. We'll forget. I guarantee you in a week we won't even fucking hear about this.
Yeah, that's true. I just thought it was kind of an interesting little.
It is
thing.
something to talk about. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a direct thing to talk about. It's
Yeah.
interesting. I honestly, personally, don't think anything. I think it was in good intentions. Obviously, why else would you do it? Why else would you do it? No. But I think in reality, it's dumb and it's overstepping, and it won't happen.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, but I guess getting into weapons. So obviously, full trailer came out.
My bad. I digressed on that. I got us off topic.
No, you're good.
I just happened to make a reference and I was like, fuck it.
It was coming up eventually,
Yeah.
so we got to it a little bit quicker.
My topic's the best topic. You had to talk about me right
you
away.
have to listen to it.
You talk about me, you make headlines. This is how it works. All right.
Big news. The biggest.
The best ratings you'll ever have is when you talk about me. All right.
Yeah, no more
weapons.
Weapons. Yeah, dude. Just like overall vibe of this trailer looks kind of trippy. Psychological horror looks crazy.
Kind of detective-y, like a...
Yeah,
what
well, yeah,
happened?
just like an overall mystery of like what's
She's
going
getting
on. in this
blamed,
movie.
right? Is that the vibe you got? Like,
I think it was more so.
you slut, get out of our town.
yeah. Put a scarlet A on you. No, but like Josh Brolin is at like a PTA meeting and he's like, why is it only the kids missing from her class? And so I think she is kind of getting like ostracized a little bit.
Okay.
Like in the movie.
Yeah, that's not the vibe I got.
And I know we were talking about this at dinner the other day, but the script leaked for it.
I thought
And-
you were talking about...
yeah, the script leaked for Weapons and Eddington. And I kind of like, I took a little gander.
Little my ass. You read that whole damn...
No.
How much did you read of Weapons, be honest?
Like 20, like maybe like 30 minutes worth of the movie, but like
skim
more
through it?
pages.
Ah, dude, you can't do that.
It was fine. But dude, yeah, I mean, like obviously I won't talk about any of
Have
it.
some damn discipline.
I know, my bad.
Jesus.
It was on Reddit.
A show
dude.
you really want to see. But if it's like a movie that you don't really... You're like, I don't give a
I'm
shit.
a Reddit warrior. Come on.
What subreddit?
Oh God, I can't. I don't
you
even
put
remember
you
which
on
one
the
it was. And then I'll tell you, and then your ass, you'll read it because you can't contain yourself.
Oh, I can just Google this. I can just
Yeah.
Google script for Eddington or whatever.
Yeah, it'll come
Weapons,
right up.
Reddit. Afterwards,
Yeah.
they'll pop up.
Yeah. But I'm definitely like this is totally like shot up on my like most anticipated list. It was crazy because I know we made that our list like way earlier
Before a
this
lot
year.
of things came out.
Before a lot of things. Yeah. I mean, this is
Bring Her Back was one.
This is actually the craziest thing this year. Movies have been coming out of nowhere with trailers and like release dates, and just kind of coming out on the like the film festival circuit that just like were not revealed at all. So it's like it's kind of cool. Like things are just coming out of nowhere, and then it's like, oh, that comes out literally in like 1 to 2 months. Like, this is crazy,
dude. I was thinking back on our list. I was like, damn, dude, it had Final Destination on there. It's kind of weak.
Yeah, a little weak.
Oh,
yeah, I know, but back during then,
we were kind of hyped
like,
for it, right?
I'm still hyped for it. Don't
I
get me
am,
wrong.
but most
get me wrong.
anticipated.
That is my shit.
There's like 20 movies now I'd have ahead of that. I would have Thunderbolts ahead of that. Looking back,
yeah, true.
God.
But I think when we made that list, we were trying to like keep Marvel and like big blockbusters out.
Why didn't
I mean,
we-
not big blockbusters, but like Marvel movies.
Well, we had Marvel. Well, there was no Marvel at the time. I didn't really know Thunderbolts that much.
True.
I didn't.
True.
Once they dropped that, and I was out. I really wasn't going to give it a chance until they dropped that fucking fire ass trailer.
Yeah, the A24 trailer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's where they got me.
Yeah, they did. Ugh. But then same day as the Weapons trailer, we got Smashing Machine, which was...
Is that the same day?
I think it was, yeah. It was that Tuesday morning.
Man, Rock's I know I talked about it earlier. I was kind of like iffy about it, but yeah, it's great casting.
Dude,
move.
he looks fantastic. So,
And you know, Mark Kerr's Puerto Rican also, half Puerto Rican.
is The Rock Puerto Rican?
You know, I think he's Hawaiian.
He's Pacific Islander, yeah.
Yeah, but I thought for some reason I thought he had some Puerto Rican, you know, yeah.
like
I caught myself
Hispanic,
as I was
some
saying
Hispanic in it. I don't think he's Hispanic at all.
Yeah,
He
I
might
think
be.
He's 100% Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just edit that out.
Yeah. Racist.
Oh, I just looked
No, just
dumb. I'm like,
kidding.
yeah, dude, it's such a great casting idea
Yeah,
because they're both
he's
Puerto
also
Rican.
Puerto Rican. And I'm like, are they? No.
Dude, he's stealing jobs for Puerto Ricans. I don't like it.
I hate this guy. No, dude, but yeah, this Josh Safdie who's making this, and like the trailer came out, and we've been big on it. Like we've talked about it on a few different podcasts.
Most anticipated.
But I don't know, like until this trailer, I just don't think I was really buying it because I've been more of like a Marty Supreme guy and like thinking about
I
Benny
don't know
Safdie.
anything about it.
Yeah. But I've just been more like riding Benny Safdie on the directing train.
Nah,
but
bro.
dude,
Nah, be
Josh
honest.
Safdie it looks really good.
Be honest.
Shot fantastic.
You wanted Marty Supreme for Timothy Chalamet. That's the reason why you're big on Marty Supreme.
No, dude, just the whole
Nah.
vibe. It's a ping pong movie. That's sick,
Yeah.
dude.
Over a fucking MMA movie? Come on, man.
I
Nah,
love
it's
ping
A24
pong. I love
biopic.
ping pong.
You got the Safdie, bro?
Yeah, one half of the Safdie brothers. Yeah.
And it's A24, like I said, biopic. Come on.
Yeah.
Man. You know that shit's going to be fire.
Smashing Machine. Because I honestly forgot that Emily Blunt was in it when I watched the trailer. And then she's like his wife. And
Yeah, in real life, she's the wife is apparently his downfall.
oh, like what caused him to like just kind of get crazy? And because doesn't he get crazy hooked on meds or something?
Yeah, and he's just like
Steroids
spiraling out, you know?
Yeah.
And then he gets off of this shit, but his wife's like a junkie. Or like not a junkie, but just
Relying
think of
on
like a Courtney Love to Kurt Cobain.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can't get better when you have someone like that in your life. That's how she is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fucking biopic, so I don't want to spoil anything, but it's all out there. Like,
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Anybody can look up the true story.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but it's crazy, dude. Like The Rock looks pretty normal. Like he looks pretty recognizable in like the beginning of the trailer, and then I think the trailer's kind of chronological. Like you see him get older.
I think
and
it starts off
his
with him.
face looks insane. Like he looks so good.
Yeah.
Like all the prosthetics look like amazing.
Super jacked.
Yeah, it's very like transformative performance. Like it's just crazy because I was looking at this the other day, but there's a new Noah Baumbach movie coming out later this year, which the movie's called Jay Kelly, but starring like George Clooney and Adam Sandler.
What type of movie would you call it?
Noah Baumbach.
What's
He's a
that?
director.
Oh, I never
Very
heard.
very good director. Did like he did Marriage Story, Squid and the Whale, tons of great movies. And everybody's saying Adam Sandler is like almost guaranteed to get an Oscar nom. You know, because he should have been nominated for Uncut Gems, in my opinion, that year that came out.
Who won it that year? It depends who won or who was nominated.
Well, it doesn't. I mean, he definitely could have fit in there. But now everybody's saying like Adam Sandler's got a crazy good supporting role. But now I'm like, dude, seeing the Smashing Machine trailer, I'm like, dude, we might get a Dwayne Johnson and Adam Sandler Oscar nominated in the same year,
that be
dude.
sick?
That'd be crazy. Like two like comedians or like basically like comedy actors getting the rep they deserve, coming back.
Man, could you imagine Adam Sandler getting dude? No, they hate
Adam Sandler has turned in like at
I
least
love Adam
5 fantastic,
but they hate him,
dramatic
dude. They hate him, bro. He's
Yeah.
like
the fart. He's the fart joke guy, or just like the
he's how they treat slapstick. He's like but no, he's like how they treat horror movies. Like you just don't.
Yeah, very just genre films in general, honestly. But
So with this Smashing Machine movie, I'm curious because he's had his career is like insane. So I'm like, how long is the movie going to be? Like, or what are they going to actually go in detail about? Are they going to skim over this? Because like I said earlier, I don't know if you remember. I remember you saying you knew the Foxcatcher wrestling thing.
Yes.
But the dude John DuPont maybe.
DuPont.
He gets murdered, right?
Yes.
Mark Kerr, I believe, is a part of that. I was trying to fact check myself, but yeah, he was a part of that wrestling team.
Really? Oh
Yes.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember you telling me about this.
So you got this crazy shit. Like, whoa, you're connected to that. And then he also wrestled against Kurt Angle. No, I don't know if he wrestled against him, but he was like in the same.
Jason. Yeah.
Yes.
Jason to him,
yeah. Oh, very like they're close.
Yeah.
And like, so you have this whole fascinating shit, dude. And then you got like the MMA stuff, which I think the wrestling and all that shit's kind of cooler than.
Yeah, all that.
Nah, you gotta have the. I mean, obviously the MMA is like him, his identity.
Yeah, it sounds like he just has like a crazy cool life story. So like, I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see how it comes out.
And he was like in the dirty days of like MMA, dude.
Yeah.
So you have like, I don't know, like Pride. That's like I think that's when he kind of started going downhill. Because UFC, even back then, it was still more regulated than, because they were trying to take themselves
more serious.
Yeah, and like because everyone was kind of shitting on like, oh, they're just like cockfighting and all this. Like, no, we're trying to be a professional sport, you know. So they're a little bit more regulated than like Pride. That's another organization which was like bigger than UFC at the time, and it was in Japan. But they didn't give a fuck, dude. They had like no time limits. They would like in their contracts like say basically like we don't test for steroids, like take steroids.
Yeah,
you know. They would rig fights. There's all kind of shit. So that's he fights in Pride because they paid way more.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's when he starts to like
kind of decline,
spiral. Yeah.
Damn, dude. I know. I'm just like, it's just crazy to see The Rock. Like, he's just been in so many dog shit movies over the last 10 years.
Literally every single movie.
But it's crazy. No, it's like he reached like such a pinnacle of fame, and like
through dog shit movies, right?
I mean, doing dog shit movie, but like some of them are good. Some of them are like fun.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that sarcastically. I know there's got to be a couple. What would you say would be his best, like
decent Dwayne Johnson movie?
Yeah,
Pain and Gain, bro. Michael Bay.
I'll take that.
That's a fire movie.
I did like that movie.
He's
right.
good in that.
All right.
But okay,
can you give me another one though. Other than that, Walking Tall.
Walking Tall, dude. No, that's way too old. Way too old.
Dude, I was Stifler was in that.
Dude, Oh yes, Sean William Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
he was also in a recent episode of
the
Righteous
Gemstones. Yeah. I'm catching up. I know it just ended this last weekend, but
I'm behind still. I'm only like 3 episodes in.
I'm like almost up with season 2.
Oh, you're way behind. Okay.
I know.
Okay, you're not gonna
there's
spoil
only
that.
4 seasons. I mean, Jumanji. I liked the Jumanji movie. That was fine. Yeah, it's getting hard. It's pretty hard.
That's what she said.
But oh shit. No, but like
Pain and Gain,
he's just kind of in a pantheon of actors that are like so famous, so popular. But I think
he's a megastar, bro.
He's a megastar. But like I think everybody was like starting to shit on him because he was the only comedic actor or like big action star that wasn't starting to do like more dramatic stuff. So he's trying to turn. Yeah, he's just getting paid.
Was he ever supposed to be taken as a serious actor?
No,
I always thought he was just the action guy.
No. Yeah, he was always the action guy.
I mean, he's a wrestler.
But now he's, because I think when you compare him to like John Cena and Dave Bautista, like those are two WWE guys that came over and like everybody loves them and like thinks that their acting is actually like legitimate. But
John Cena?
John Cena's been good in a lot of things. Like he is.
Oh, I think he's way
no.
worse. I
John
think he's
Cena
like a
is
budget
10
Rock.
times. No, John Cena is 10 times better than the fucking Rock.
What's a serious movie he's been in?
Not serious. I'm not talking about serious.
Oh, you're
I'm
talking about just acting
I'm just
skills.
like acting skills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like he's been in like in serious roles.
Yeah, and then Dave Bautista with Guardians of the Galaxy. So I'm like,
Yeah, but
dude,
The Rock
so-
could have done that.
Okay, but he did Black Adam, and Black Adam bombed and it was ass.
Yeah, but that's a harder role. You're not playing a dumb goofy guy that says three things and everyone laughs. Like just a one-liner joke.
Yeah, I guess he's playing like a
He just
villain.
walks in and
Yeah.
goes, "Whoops-a-daisy," and then everyone loves him. And then another
Yeah,
scene.
yeah.
He just says like three lines, and then it's like,
Yeah.
like he laughs in his part you're supposed to be crying at.
Yeah.
That's easy.
I guess. Well, I mean, they sell it. But then it's like, I think everybody was comparing Dwayne Johnson to like those other two. And everybody was like, come on, Dwayne Johnson, when are you going to get serious about this acting thing, buddy?
Oh, man.
And then now he's like, all right, like, let me drop this Oscar-worthy performance
this is
for
like
y'all.
a legit movie.
Let me drop this performance for y'all. No, I don't know. I'm rooting for The Rock now. I'm back on the Rock train.
Yeah.
I'm rock solid for The Rock right now.
Rock hard for The Rock.
I'm rock hard for The Rock right now.
Man, growing up as a little kid, I used to love WWE and WWF.
Yeah.
He was my favorite all time, dude. So there's a part of me that's like, damn.
Did he ever turn heel? Is that what?
Oh yeah, he started off as a heel.
Oh really?
Well, when he kind of got popular, but like everyone kind of liked him, so they just kind of went they just kind of changed his role. He talked about it on Rogan. He talked about that.
Oh, really?
Like the dynamics. It was pretty
Yeah,
fascinating.
because John Cena just became a heel.
Yeah, but I mean, you're heel, not he's probably a heel a million times.
Oh really?
Yeah, same with The Rock. Rock was a heel, not a heel, not a heel. Like it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kurt Angle, same thing.
Yeah, who's the big guy now? Like Cody Rhodes? Is that like
I don't know, dude. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm
so out of it? Yeah, I saw Cody Rhodes like on like a podcast, but listening to him talk about like WWE was pretty interesting. But I don't know. We're getting off topic, I guess. Smashing Machine looks really good. I think it's crazy to think like
We're not getting off topic. We're riffing.
yeah,
Sorry.
we're riffing. We're riffing. Let me riff.
Clip it.
No, dude, but I don't know. It kind of blows a little bit because this movie Smashing Machine's coming out sooner. So I think there's a
October.
high. Oh, is it October?
October 3rd.
Okay, so it's still kind of in that realm. But Marty Supreme's coming out Christmas Day. So I kind of have a feeling like
Timothy.
and that's just how the Oscars are, dude. It's like
Timothy's getting the Oscar, bro.
yeah, it's like
It's already written down.
they're gonna choose one or the other of the Safdie brothers movies. They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna pick one. They're not gonna celebrate both as much.
So, okay. Too early Oscar, since we're just talking about it already.
Yeah, two early Oscar contenders. I think those are two movies that like we've heard and seen a lot of stuff
And
about
they're
that I think are like
biopics.
guaranteed.
But do two biopics get in? Is that a thing?
Yeah,
Multiple
it
biopics?
definitely happen. It could definitely happen. But
Okay.
there's so much stuff coming out, like in
Leonardo's.
this fall, this Christmas that I think will rival it. Obviously,
So you okay, just to clarify, you think that both these movies somehow, either the actor, director, or movie is going to be in a category?
I do not believe that Josh Safdie will get anything for directing. I don't think it'll be celebrated for script. I think the only vehicle it could possibly have is Dwayne Johnson performance, maybe Emily Blunt supporting performance, and potentially Best Picture. But if it were to get Best Picture, it would need to come along with directing, screenplay, and maybe cinematography. But I don't see it getting any of those. So I think picture it'll end up getting left out. And Marty Supreme will be the one for the Safdie brothers that has more of a Best Picture type
I agree.
performance.
Oh, and you got like Timothy Chalamet.
exactly. You have a bigger Academy acclaimed star. So
and someone that they're kind of wanting. You can tell.
yeah. He's like. But like obviously I love Timothy Chalamet, but he is low key like an industry plant, like a little bit. Like he's a little bit of an industry.
I'm telling you, it's because he got with fucking what's her name?
Kylie Jenner.
Yes.
Nah,
You know that
I don't
movie
know if
Him
it's-
that's
I don't know
coming
if it's
out?
that way. I don't know. if
You
it's
know
that-
Him that's coming out?
Yeah.
That's about him, bro. That's about Timothy.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah. How bad do you want this?
Sell out. Sell out.
Leonardo.
Sell out.
Leonardo's Marlon Wayans in that.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, he's like, how much you want that Oscar?
You want these 20-year-olds forever?
Are you gonna climb in a dead horse and like eat raw meat?
Yeah, the bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
God. Yeah. I don't know. But I guess moving on. Dropped I think yesterday, but the highest to lowest trailer. Obviously, I think I'm a little bit more anticipating this than you are. Oh, but Spike Lee's like last foreign film readaptation was like utter dog shit.
Was it the
Old boy? Old boy. So I'm kind of scared about this one. Plus, we were talking about all the stuff that happened with the Cannes Film Festival.
He's kind of washed, bro. I honestly don't like Spike Lee. He's had a couple good ones, but he's to me, what's his name?
He's
guy
had so many good movies.
What's the guy
though.
with all the twist?
M.
Night Shyamalan.
Spike
He's
Lee
like him.
is definitely better than.
Well, I meant like what I mean is like he'll have like 3 movies or something where I'm like, damn, that's really good, and then he'll have like 4 in a row. I'm like, that's ass, and they'll have like out of nowhere like, oh, that was actually good. That's how Spike Lee is to me.
Really?
Yeah.
What about He Got Game? That's a crazy movie.
Yeah, but that's like in the
Malcolm
90s.
X.
I don't give Michael X. That's easy, bro.
What?
That's easy to
That's
make.
a good movie.
How could? Yeah, but you can't say it sucks. You know. Like
What do you mean
what
you
I'm
can't
trying to
say
say
it
is
sucks?
any director could have did that movie because it's already out there. Like this isn't like
Because it's a biopic.
yeah. Basically, it's like here's the story. It's a guy that everyone
Everybody
loves.
knows. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, okay. So,
I liked Inside Man.
okay, that's a good movie.
That's like the last one of him that I think was worth the shit. And
That's
even
also the last movie he worked on
with Denzel.
with Denzel, which is 19 years ago, which is crazy. Black Klansman. Now I love that one.
Okay, I haven't seen that,
Do the Right Thing. Classic.
but these aren't in order though.
She's Got to Have It. Really good.
These are old
25th.
movies, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. The Five Bloods. We talked about this.
Trash.
Yeah. It was whatever. But he hasn't. Okay. I will say he hasn't made a genuinely fantastic movie,
Dude, if it
other
wasn't
than
for his
Black
name-
Klansman, since like the early 2000s.
If it wasn't for his name, bro, these would be way more dog shit.
But he's iconic. He's just an iconic filmmaker. He's a great filmmaker, and you got to
Whether you like
But
him or-
he's a director that's like when he's making a movie, you got to go see it. That
I disagree
he's one of
with
those.
that.
I think he is one of those. He's one of the auteurs.
I won't. If he made a movie and I was like completely like whatever about it, I wouldn't see it.
Really?
I don't really give a shit about Spike Lee's movies, to be honest with you. But if he likes a movie and I like it, I'll be like, yeah, that was a good movie. Like I said, Inside Man.
Yeah.
I like those types of movies. This kind of reminds me of that.
I'm hoping this one will be good. Obviously, Denzel performance, you're kind of guaranteed at least a good like a good leading man. But taking the whole concept and then like flipping around and doing kind of like he's a rap industry mogul, and if they follow the plot of the original movie, it's like his family gets kidnapped and like in this whole scheme to like blackmail him, all this stuff. So, but putting all of that in the rap world could be interesting. But
Yeah.
watching the trailer, obviously it was only a minute trailer and most of it was spent flexing Spike Lee's filmography, which I hate when they do that. The shots that I saw like in the trailer, it looks good, and I am excited for it. I think it's on Apple TV, but this comes out later in the year.
Oh, it's not in theater?
No, it comes out in the movie theater 2 weeks before it comes out on Apple TV Plus.
Damn.
Yeah.
I guess it's a step up from his last movie. It just went straight to Netflix.
Yeah, it did just go straight to Netflix. Yeah, dude. I don't know. It's it'll be interesting to see. We'll see how it does. I mean, with all the Cannes stuff, it not getting into competition,
It's probably ass. That's another reason.
which sucks. Yeah.
And when you told me all that, and explained to me like how the like how important that actually is and what that actually means. Like it could be dog shit.
Yeah, the fact that
But they put Eddington in, right?
they put Eddington in competition, but
And you read the whole script, and you're
no, yeah, part of it. I read part of it.
you read enough to know that it is what you feared, and that is
Yeah, it's all going to be COVID jargon, political debate. But I mean, it'll be Ari Aster, so it'll be very like ramped up to 1,000 comedic, like absurdism.
And this is honestly kind of contradicting myself, but this is kind of like the reason why I want to watch a Spike Lee movie, because it seems like a good old fashioned cop and robber type movie. Like this is what it's about.
Yeah, it's very clear.
This is
cut.
what's going on. It's a fun, you got a good guy. you got the antagonist, all that shit, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like Training Day or something like that, or like I said, a cop and robber movie.
Exactly.
Heat.
And that's where a lot of directors, fit in, man. It's like
I like that.
you gotta have your normal, palatable for everybody movies.
It's fun.
Versus like you can't have everything be an indie, artistic, like not I use a
Pretentious?
word. Yeah, like not everything needs to be so highbrow.
Yeah,
It's like lowbrow cinema.
or just dumb it down a little.
But Spike Lee's gonna make something like kind of in that happy medium where it's
Yeah.
like it's artistic, but it's not it's not overreaching.
I mean, you got Ari
overcomplicated.
over here. It seems like, I mean, his is just like the last. I'm going off Beau is Afraid, and if this is anything like that, I'm like, man. I mean, that's cool and all. Everyone can say years down the road it'll be like a masterpiece, but as far as like entertainment, and me like liking it,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Beau is Afraid was one of those movies that
way
like
too symbolic and
I
shit.
watched it and the experience was fun. Well, not fun.
It wasn't-
It was not fun.
It was
But
okay.
it was like it was a movie that I watched and I was like, I never want to watch that again. But I'm glad I watched it. But I never want to watch that again, and I could never recommend it to anybody to go see.
Yeah,
Like I would not tell anybody to ever watch that movie. You know what I mean?
yeah. I don't know.
But Midsommar and Hereditary, I would pitch to everybody. I'd be like, dude, go watch those. Those are fantastic movies.
Yeah. So
But Beau's Afraid. But then I'm afraid Eddington's going to be one of those like the experience is something that like obviously I'll remember and I'll have a good time having. But I'm afraid it'll be something very similar to Beau's Afraid, where it's like I can't recommend it to anybody, and I also don't care to watch it again.
There's no way this movie is going to be. I'm thinking about it now. There's no way it's going to be this. Like what? Because I feel like everyone was kind of like, "What the fuck would I just watch?" With Beau is Afraid.
Yeah. No, true.
I mean, you got Parker Posey's tits. That was cool, but
Beau.
yeah.
Beau is afraid.
Oh, Beau, I don't think I can live without money.
Money. Buddhism.
Yeah, that'd be funny if she was like that character.
Yeah,
in
in that movie.
that'd be
Yeah.
perfect. But no, I mean they did get that in there, so that's good. So
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, but I mean, I'll be there. Depends on what else is in theaters around the same time.
Bro.
Like if I missed it or if I see it in a movie theater, but I'll definitely be catching it on Apple TV Plus.
it's coming out. Oh, you're talking about Highest to Lowest.
Highest to Lowest,
Oh,
yeah.
I think you're talking about Eddington. I was like, Apple.
No, Eddington will be a theater watch for sure. Ari Aster still has me glued to my seat.
There's one that we forgot. It's kind of what I
Oh.
mentioned.
Together?
No, you have that in there.
Oh yeah, which studio or which?
Friendship,
Oh yeah,
dude. That's
doesn't come out this
most
week,
anticipated. No, May 29th, I believe.
yeah. We'll go see that.
Oh fuck
go see
yeah,
that.
dude! That's like a movie I'm super hyped for because I think it's going to be the funniest movie we've seen since Hangover. I really believe that, and not just funny. I mean, like a mixture of like funny and good.
Yeah,
Because okay, obviously there's probably going to be funnier movies.
I just think that.
Oh wow, you're out on this.
No, I'm not out on. Me personally, I'm in it because I think you should leave. Like I love Tim Robinson. Is that fuck? I
think you're
forget
right.
His name. Yeah, Tim Robinson. But a lot of people I don't think understand that humor because the humor is very like. It's kind of weird. Like his humor's a little wacky. Like
I'm not saying it's going to be mainstream. I'll say that.
oddball. Okay, you don't think it's gonna be mainstream?
No, but I think it's going to be.
But
like,
I think to compare it to something like The Hangover, like you're doing right now,
Funny
it has
wise.
to be mainstream.
Okay, I'll say this.
Because The Hangover was a cultural like
I said
game
since
changer.
since Hangover.
Yeah.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay, that was, but there hasn't been a lot of funny shit since then. That's why it's easier to say that. But okay, this is what I meant. I'll put it in perspective.
Okay.
It will be to like comedy, how Hereditary was, or The Witch was, one of those two, to horror,
Okay.
where it's not mainstream, but everyone.
You think it'll bring like comedies back to be
No,
to be in like as big as they were?
I think it's going to be like mainstream, but not mainstream. If that makes sense.
Like people that are fans of Hereditary are gonna be fans of this.
But it's so big,
But
though.
more in a
But it's going to be
comedy realm, yeah.
big. But
I
not
hope so,
But
yeah.
not Hangover big. Like how Hereditary was big, but not big. You know what I mean?
I liked what you were saying before with like, or I liked what I misinterpreted what you were saying.
Maybe I did.
It was like Hereditary and The Witch kind of brought horror back a little bit and brought more respect to it. Maybe this will bring more respect to the comedy again, because the comedy in the last decade has been pretty shit on, pretty terrible.
bad. Not even given a chance, honestly.
Yeah.
But when they do get a chance, it fails.
Yeah.
Okay, but yes, Friendship, I think it is going to be like it's going to be the comedy version of Hereditary. It's going to be an artsy movie that everyone appreciates, but it won't be main. Like your parents won't know, that your neighbor won't know it, but everyone who sees it will fucking love it.
Okay. I can get behind that.
Yeah, I think it'll be like a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's going to be great, but it won't kill in the box office.
I forget. Is it Neon or is it A24?
It's A24, brother.
Okay.
A24, brother.
Nice. The only year you'll get Paul Rudd 2 months apart in 2 A24 movies.
What was the other one?
Death of the Unicorn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Fumbled
Fumbled
a little bit.
to me.
All right. Yeah. I guess last trailer we got is Together trailer, which I didn't even. I've been away, not at home the last 4 days, and so
Bro doesn't-
not on my phone much.
I slide in his DMs. He doesn't read it.
I know. I didn't even see. I didn't even see that the Together trailer dropped yesterday, but I watched it right before this. Banger. It looks like a banger, dude.
It looks great.
It looks wild.
My one issue, and that's just a personal thing. Body horror fucks me up, dude.
I'm a body horror
know.
fiend, dude. I
just
love
like
it.
kind of look away, and I'm like, oh, stop. I do that, dude.
Really?
When someone's getting cut open and shit, I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
And this looks hella weird.
Yeah, I guess it's like
The eyes.
I've just always been a big like gore junkie, I think. So I'm like whenever like body horror is just like the pinnacle of.
But you hate Rob Zombie movies.
I just think Rob Zombie sucks at making movies. No offense.
That's a fair opinion.
I
Even though
I
think
bet
Halloween.
Rob Zombie's a cool guy. I'm personally not a big Rob Zombie movie fan,
Yeah.
but whatever. But Together,
Before we end on that, I just want people to know I think his Halloween was the best Halloween.
that's fucking absurd. That is the worst take I've ever heard in my life.
I just want people to know that I disagree with you.
Better than the OG? You think his Halloween is better than the OG?
Low key. Well,
That's
you know why?
terrible.
But you know why? It's because
That's fucking blasphemous.
Yeah, you're right. I don't feel right saying that. But the only reason I do say that is because I'm a sucker for origin stories. That is the only reason. Nah, you're right. You know what? The OG it still holds up. So
It's classic.
yeah,
It's
it started.
classic.
Yeah, no.
Nobody's sick. Nobody's calling Rob Zombie's Halloween a classic, bro.
That's because people fucking.
That shit's 20
suck,
years
bro.
old too. What?
People suck, dude. That movie's good. Dude, an origin story?
My dad likes that movie too, but I hate that. I hate that movie so much. Okay, yeah, Together. So we were talking about it. Dude, like, I don't know. It seemed to introduce like a lot more stuff about the plot, but it looks almost like culty, but also not supernatural, but they're like in the trailer, they're like in this cave. And they keep going like back and forth to this cave. I'm like,
That
there's
night
something
vision?
like alien or like
Did you see the night vision
supernatural.
scene?
That's what I'm saying. Like culty. That looked culty.
That seemed culty.
But I don't. It doesn't seem
Satanic.
supernatural to me. It seems almost like alien-esque. I don't know.
I didn't get alien vibes at all.
Really?
You might be right.
I don't
You
know.
might be right.
I don't know. We'll see.
I
but-
got. Obviously, there's going to be some symbolic metaphor that I'm going to miss.
like in the movie.
Like, the whole thing's going to be a symbolic.
Well, they're like togetherness. Like we are one. We're better together. And they're
Yeah.
like morphing. They're like their skin is literally like morphing together like throughout the trailer.
I'm trying to think. A part of me fears that it's going to be like a Midsummer vibe. Where what I mean by that is like the girl's like this. Like her boyfriend sucks ass.
Oh, she's a plant.
No, not that. No, what I meant like her relationship wise.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
how the guy's like just a dick.
Like
to
she's
her.
gonna sacrifice that guy and like be like,
No.
I'm gonna join the cult. And
No, maybe. Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know about the cult. Well, it's just this is what I was meaning. He's gonna be a dick to her the whole movie. She's gonna be kind of like this victim girl, and then finally she's gonna fucking kill him. And then everyone's gonna be like, "Yeah, that guy's a dick. He deserved to die."
That's true.
I
don't know.
Because there's that scene where she's like, "Oh, it's just whiskey for the pain" or whatever she said.
Yeah.
And then you hear that,
Starts sawing-
and
Yeah,
everyone's
yeah.
gonna be like, "Yes, he deserves it." Even
I
though
don't
in
know.
Midsummer,
I don't know.
could
It
you
looks,
imagine? All right,
It just looks really like original. Like it looks really good. I think it looks crazy. I'm hyped for it.
It does. It does. It does look. Oh yeah, I'm in. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Even with the body horror,
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be like Rob Zombie level good, but like, no, I'm kidding. I keyed. No, it looks. I'm all here for it.
Yeah.
But that's we can look back on this and be like, damn, he nailed it.
Yeah. Right.
I'm completely off. She's gonna be the bitch, and like he's gonna be like the hero in the
Yeah.
movie.
He's gonna be like the cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Well, any more on that?
Nah. Can we get another drink?
Yeah, go for it. All right, we're back. Take a quick little break. Sometimes you gotta take a break, dude. Sometimes you gotta get a refill.
I like refills,
Yeah, refills are good.
but call it an intermission. You know.
Yeah, it's intermission.
Yeah.
Speaking of intermission, Thunderbolts.
Okay, dude. No. Yeah. I guess we can touch on before we get really into it, but we can touch on some non-spoilery things.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I wanted to do a non-spoiler portion of Thunderbolts. Same with The Last of Us. And then we'll tell you when we're going to the spoilers. So for people who haven't seen the movie and who want to watch it, they can be like, okay, I can listen to this part and I'll just fast forward through that and I'll have it timestamp, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
All good. So this is the non-spoiler portion of Thunderbolts.
Yeah, dude. I freaking told everyone for months that this movie was going to be good and this is going to get Marvel back on track. Did I not?
Nailed
Have I
it.
not been saying that since the freaking beginning, dude?
You called it. The man
I called
knows
it.
his stuff.
I called it.
The man knows his
dude,
stuff.
It was so funny.
And if you listen to the pod, you would know it too.
Exactly. Dude, no, but it's like, it was so funny. Because I got all my friends. I went to see it with like 10 friends, like 10 buddies. And then all of us pulled up and they were like, yeah, dude, like, Nathan, you've been like single-handedly like generating the hype for me for this movie.
Nah.
Like, everybody, like, none of the trailers really got me going.
Really?
And then,
Not even
and
the
then-
A24 one?
No, dude, not even. But then they all watched it. We all left and they were like, wow, dude, we love this. Like, this was so good. I was like, I knew it, dude. I knew it.
You called it.
Dude, and this was like the most fan reaction-y experience I've had in a Marvel movie since Endgame, honestly. Like, just like the laughs, the cheers, the clapping, just like the shock and awe. There's
saw it in
so
IMAX?
much to this movie. Yeah, I saw it in IMAX.
And it was packed, right?
Yeah, dude, it sold out, basically.
Nice. That's good.
How was your showing?
It was packed. It wasn't it wasn't like clapping, you know.
Really?
Yeah, there was none of that, but there was laughs. Everyone laughed. But it was just nice to see like the theater just like booming.
Dude, yeah. It's like, because when I went to see...
I went during the day too.
Yeah, when I went to see Brave New World, bro, it was like, I went on a Thursday night, opening night. I was like one of like maybe 8 people in the movie theater. Sad.
What
So
movie?
sad.
Oh,
Captain America.
yeah. See, it was kind of packed. It was nighttime,
Oh,
opening day. I think it was opening.
Maybe
day.
I went to the wrong theater then.
Well, I mean, Flick's a little bit smaller, you know.
Yeah,
So it's a little
yeah,
bit,
true.
you know. But everyone was just kind of just like sitting there.
Yeah.
Just
Dude,
like-
there's no fucking cheering.
I was
like,
laughing
cheering
at
moments in
like
that.
I was laughing at the corny shit, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, this is so bad. Yeah. Yeah, what'd you think? You liked it?
Oh, I loved it. Great movie.
Like, as good as Marvel's been in years.
And it was all practical.
It
which
was, majority
huge to me.
practical, yeah, which is, it looked fantastic. Like, no green screen, like, filmed on location. It looked fantastic. This is the best looking Marvel film they've had in probably over a decade.
Yes. And it's not really a spoiler, but I guess the Void, I must have missed that, or maybe it was something because you already knew about his character, Sentry.
Yes.
See, he like evaporates people, and
Yeah,
it's like
you
a
can
it's
see
like
in
a
the
shadow.
trailer, yeah, he turns like basically people turn to shadows.
And the director's getting heat for it because he came out and said, I was inspired by the Hiroshima,
yes,
the nuke that because it left
the
like
nuke
shadows of
Yeah.
like people, and he did like the exact same like type of shadows, and he got a lot of heat for that on that. But I'm like, come on, brother, why are we getting mad about this? This is fucking sick.
Oh, it looks fantastic in the
It
movie.
looks cool.
Like,
It actually made it cooler because I heard about that before I watched the movie.
Yeah.
And then I watched it, I was like, dude, this is even fucking darker. Like they should be called Suicidal Squad.
Yeah, no, honestly. Yeah, it's
This
crazy.
is the emo
because
squad.
It looked great in the trailers, but it looked even better in the movie theater, dude. Like just like the villains, kind of how he disintegrates people and stuff, and the movie's got a huge focus on mental health.
They're all
And-
depressed.
Yeah, basically they're taking a group of outcasted characters, not even just like they're outcast in the movie, like what you would think like Suicide Squad kind of was, but these characters are actually like outcasted from like all of the movies that have been in, all the Marvel projects they've been in before. They were all characters that people were like, yeah, like I don't really give a shit about them. Like they kind of sucked. Like I wasn't really interested in their characters at all.
Yeah, they're
but
not
then
like, yeah.
somehow it took 6 of those characters and put them in a movie and made all of them very interesting. The great chemistry, the performances were great.
Especially with Captain America.
Or
what?
U.S. Agent.
Yes, U.S. Agent. Well,
Yeah,
technically Captain America for a second.
Yeah, Wyatt Russell's character.
I forgot all about him, dude.
Yeah, from the TV show Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yeah,
Because he was in it. Like
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
like a new character.
yeah.
But yes, I
Dude,
mean,
every character that was in that movie that's a part of the team has been in a past Marvel movie. So it was like crazy cool to see, because I think that was everybody's biggest issue going in was like Red Guardian, Taskmaster, Ghost, U.S. Agent, like
Bucky.
yeah. Well, everybody loved Bucky and Yelena,
yeah.
but like all the other characters, everybody was like, oh, like who gives a shit? Like I don't care. But dude, I mean, it made me like them honestly more than like
Avengers?
that like the current state
Like-
of whatever the Avengers are right
You're
now.
a bad
you know?
boy, dude.
Yeah, right.
You like bad boys.
You like bad
That's your
boy.
type.
Yeah.
You like bad boys. No, you like
Edgy,
anti-heroes.
I like the edgy little
Yeah.
like edge lords. Yeah.
They're just like okay, so if it was like a music genre, the original Avengers would be like pop, mainstream.
alternative rock or like
Yeah, pop.
pop.
Pop. And these guys would be like grunge.
Yeah.
Like your Nirvana, your Alice in Chains, your Soundgarden. That's this group.
Yeah.
They're just heavy. They got a lot of heavy shit and they don't hold back on it.
Yeah, man. There's like without getting too much into spoilers, there's a scene with Yelena and Red Guardian, and they have this whole interaction like in front of Grand Central Station, and it's like it cut emotionally more than any Marvel project has done in years, dude. Like
It's
since Endgame. I mean, it's like the most genuine emotional thing and well written dialogue I've seen in a Marvel movie in so long.
I would say it's like the only. I'm sure there's other examples, but this is like the only one I can think of. Or this is the best version of this, like a father daughter dynamic.
Yeah.
This would be the
for
best
sure,
version
yeah.
of that with Yelena and
In Red Guardian, yeah.
Red Guardian.
Yeah, dude, and then the comedy, all the comedy hit for me. Like, you know, with Captain America, there was so much of the comedy was just fucking terrible. Like, just like, ugh, like they
The
would make a
last
joke and
Marvel
it'd be like,
movie, all of them.
Ugh. Yeah, I mean,
Except
yeah,
for well, I say all of them. All of them, you know, this
a
new,
lot of the past.
I don't even know what
ones,
phase.
most
Was
recent
like
ones.
phase 4 was like the last good phase for me. I think.
No,
Was
no.
that
Phase
Endgame?
4 was the one that was
Infinity Wars.
pretty shit.
When did Infinity
Phase
Wars?
4 is after Endgame.
Okay, yeah, after Endgame, that's when everything, the humor, everything just went to shit.
Yeah. Yeah, Phase 4 is bad, but you can totally tell, like, I mean, we've been talking about this on the podcast
scene
for a
credit
while, but the creative overhaul that Marvel's been doing started with Daredevil Born Again and then this movie. So it's like you can totally just feel the amount of care and effort and just everything that went into this movie. It was just so much better than anything that's come out in Phase 4. So, I mean, yeah, stick around for the post-credit scene. The post-credit scene is fantastic.
And we'll get into that in the spoiler section.
Yeah, we'll get into that in spoilers. But like, if you're on the fence about this movie, kind of been off on Marvel, give this one a chance.
Definitely.
I mean, it's good.
It's like, I would say it's one of the best, and this is my opinion.
I'd say it's probably top 10. Top 10 Marvel movies.
Oh, I say top 5, top 3.
That's tough.
That's recency bias.
Yeah,
but like,
that's recent. But
okay,
that's recency
what's your top 3 then? If I'm putting you on a spot, my bad. What at the dead air?
I mean,
if you got dead
I
air,
don't know. Avengers, Infinity War, Endgame.
Yeah, and then that. I mean, maybe Captain America.
No, like
Civil
Captain
War?
America, Winter Soldier, Civil War. Dude, there's a lot. You forget how many great Marvel movies there are.
Yeah, I know, but I thought this was better.
This is top 10. This for me would be top 5 is
the reason why I say
crazy.
top 5.
You really got to think about that one
because
if
these
you're really
Marvel
gonna put it top
movies, okay, the first phase and all that with the you got obviously Civil War and that's great, and even Iron Man, but Iron Man was like it's still it just feels like I'm watching a stupid Marvel movie that I like, but I can be like you know what I mean? It's like a guilty
5.
pleasure.
The OG Iron Man's fantastic.
But it's not like
Iron Man 3
it's
is
not like a good movie though. Like like,
What?
Do you get what I'm saying?
The OG
All right.
Iron Man is great.
No, listen to what I'm saying though. I mean like
I'm listening.
I mean like in a sense of like a good movie. Like it's a solid good movie. Like with it just seemed like it's the epitome of an action superhero movie. Iron Man was. Which is fun, but I'm not going to throw it in a good movie category. This might be the Scorsese in me coming out. But I feel like Thunderbolts is actually like a good movie. Like writing, all that, like the practical shit.
You probably also haven't seen Iron Man in like 10 years.
No, I
Plus.
saw it like, a long time ago. Yes. Like 5 years ago, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't.
I just think it was just
I
a good
can't
movie.
necessarily agree with you on that, but it is very good. Like it's up there for sure. Yeah, there's so many Marvel movies.
the villains in this.
I would put all of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies probably above it, except
Okay,
for 2.
You might not like this, but I think all of the first phase, all the villains were dog shit. They're literally just a superhero, opposite of a superhero. It's like an Iron Man versus an Iron Man. It's like a Hulk versus a Hulk. That's how all like the Thor versus a Thor basically.
Yeah, but they're like well written and like good villains.
Well, I guess we can just agree to disagree. I don't think this is recency biasy or whatever the term you'd call it, but I think this is like legit, like a good, solid movie overall. I don't think it's as good as the Joker of Dark Knight, but I think it's better. I think it deserves more than just an MCU movie.
All right. Sure.
Yeah, I think Nate's a little surprised that I liked it more than him.
Yeah, you're like so high on this movie. This is
Well,
crazy.
I mean, dude, I'm not saying it's like Dark Knight, Joker good. I'm saying it's like, but it's like in that world where it's like its own. It's like a good movie. Like,
yeah, it's good.
I feel like it's better than an MCU movie.
I just think there's stuff that, like, I guess, like talking about like some spoilers, like it does feel like
okay. Spoiler.
The problem is, I think it does. Why it isn't where I think you're taking it is because like I think it feels like an MCU movie. Like it genuinely does.
But that's why I said it's in the
you
middle.
have the quips, you have the comedy, you have like everything else about it. So
That's fine.
No, yeah, I enjoy that stuff. Like I'm a MCU
But it wasn't over the
junkie,
top.
so
It wasn't over the top. Like everything is funny every 5 seconds.
No, yeah. I mean, it got deeper in a more genuine way than any Marvel movie has in a long time.
You know, I think it's the practical shit that's selling me.
No, yeah,
You don't
like
get that
no, stuff's
in
good.
any MCU movie.
It's crazy. I mean, they've just been so reliant on green screen dog shit,
CGI,
CGI, and this was like the action looked fantastic. Nothing looked plasticky, like CGI. Everything looked genuinely really good.
Nothing was corny.
Nothing was corny. I mean, there's a couple parts.
What?
There's a couple parts. Well, I was telling you about that elevator scene where like there's one scene where U.S. agent is like they're in this elevator shaft and they're like they got to get out. They got to climb up super high, and U.S. agent is like, "Oh, let me check it out. Let me see how high this goes." And then he just like obviously he's got super serum like, but then he fucking just does a little, like
Something
little.
out of his character.
He does a little hop and he fucking shoots up like 100 feet in the air, like into the oblivion of the elevator shaft. It's like
something he could never do.
dude, that
before.
was the goofiest, like most dumb thing I've ever seen. And then he falls and hits his face. He's like, "Oh, I didn't hit the top." It's like, dude, that was.
Yeah, but you can
was
say the same for like Dark
laughing at
Knight
that.
and all that shit. Like, like him, the way he talks, like that kind of sucks, right? So I mean, okay, I digress.
You gotta stop comparing this movie to Dark Knight, dude. You're gonna lose me every time you make that point. You're gonna lose me every time. I cannot talk about this movie anywhere near that.
I don't think. I mean, at the time, I loved Dark Knight, but I don't. I mean, looking back, I'm like,
Dude. Okay, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not going to talk about Dark Knight right now. You're wrong. You're just wrong.
Oh, okay.
Don't
so
say
his
it's bad.
voice wasn't annoying.
Nah, I don't think it's bad. I think it's most annoying in Batman Begins. I think the other two movies, it's fine.
I think it's the worst in Dark Knight.
That's crazy. Fuck off. Okay,
Dude,
we're talking about Thunderbolts. We're talking about Thunderbolts. We're talking about Thunderbolts.
We can riff, bro. It's kind of in the title. Ding, ding.
Oh my god, dude. No, okay. So
No, you're okay. I don't want to get too off topic.
Yeah, I
We're
don't
like
get
an
too
hour
off
in.
topic. Yeah.
I think Nate's a little mad because he thought he was gonna like it better than that. He's like kind of like confused right now. I hit him with like a whammy. Hit him with an Uno.
Yeah, it was a reverse thing.
You know, I will admit that it's one of those where I'm like overhyping it. I'll look back on this in a month, like, damn, I really said better.
Yeah, you said better than Dark Knight.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I didn't say better. I clarify. If you go back and look, I said it's above.
It's in the realm of Dark Knight and Joker.
It's in it. Yeah, it's below. It's like in a happy medium.
Okay. Dude, I don't know, but so obviously, for anybody that didn't know already, Sentry and Void are the same character, but it's like the alter ego, right? So I loved how they approached it. Like, I thought it was super cool how they kind of like they took the route of, because overall the whole theme of the movie is mental health, but then they kind of make that Sentry character bipolar, and he has these two, or not bipolar, but he's got like split personality disorder. Like, once he took the serum, obviously he got superpowers, but like that mental health disorder he had before replicated or like revealed itself to kind of have like a split personality with how his powers work.
Makes him unhinged.
So on the good side is Sentry, which has like powers like basically Superman, honestly, like just indestructible.
He's pretty OP.
Super strong, flies. And then on the other end, he's Void, which, I liked how they did it because I didn't know if he was vaporizing people in the trailer, but it turns out he like was sending them into their darkest moments. Like every time that people got wiped, like turned into the ash, like shadow,
they could come back.
But it was just like such a cool effect, and like how they did it, and like how the characters had to kind of go through that whole like, Florence Pugh as Yelena she walked into the shadow, and then she had to battle through her past and kind of make it through in order to defeat the villain. I thought that was really well done, really cool.
It was eerie when it shows like the like, I guess, a bird's eye, an aerial view of like the shadow going over like the city and just people going.
Yeah.
It just gets quiet.
It's
like,
sick, yeah. God, dude, and whenever he murked the little girl, dude, and oh my God, I was like, he just like shadowed the little girl.
Because the Red Guardian saves her.
Yes.
It was kind of a funny moment because it was like funny,
like inspirational, like
funny. What's the word? Okay, so funny, and then what would you say? Like a heartwarming moment. Heartwarming because he gets to be the guy. Like he finally saved her, and it's like he actually wanted to save her. He wasn't doing it for clout.
Yeah.
And then he gets this moment, and he's like, and then all of a sudden she just.
Dude, and
disappears.
I remember like I looked around and me and all my friends were like,
I was like, yo.
We were like, whoa, like he murked the little girl. They killed the little girl.
Yeah.
Turns out obviously not dead, but like still like good, really cool moment. But yeah, dude, like I also liked how they kind of touch on all the past stuff for all the characters. They focus more on Yelena's like backstory and like her working through that. And I was happy we didn't have to like sit through each character kind of going through. It's like, because we got fed it like throughout the movie, like sprinkled in.
Yeah.
But then it was like whenever they were going through to defeat Sentry, it was like it was just focused on Yelena, and I was like, that was nice. Because it's like we didn't have to sit through just more exposition. Like the exposition was all done very well. And I just like I like the pacing of the movie. Like, I don't know, the whole structure of the film too, I really liked. Because the whole first act pretty much just like takes place in the like in that laboratory space, right? and then the second act is like them kind of like.
I couldn't tell when the second act was happening.
Really, the second act was like when they get out, and then like
After that
once
big scene?
they're like setting Sentry up, and the whole third act is Sentry getting all bad and void.
I think what threw me off is like it was actually like over like an hour in when they got done with that, like well over an hour.
Yeah, definitely.
So I was like, are we in Act 2 now? Because there's only like
yeah, I don't know. It's like it's
See, it
kind
threw
of
me off.
I like the structure of the movie. And
that was one of my
the
negatives.
best scene.
Pacing.
Really, I like the pacing.
It was good as
thought
far
it
as like
flowed.
It was good as far as like I wasn't bored like the whole time I was into it.
Yeah.
That part's good, but the part I didn't like is like the character development. Like I told you earlier, we talked about it about them being in the car, not really going over like that was a moment they could all like.
I like the car scene.
Talked, but it was so quick. It was just like boom, 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 and then oh fuck, there was another
The car
part.
scene was sick, dude. Bucky
I liked
was
it.
such
I
a
liked
badass.
it. I
Bucky
liked
was
it.
such a badass in that.
But
scene.
I thought it was going to be something different. I thought they were going to be like start talking and then like bonding. They kind of just met and now they're already doing all this shit. And then Sentry, they sped him the fuck up. It was like all of a sudden he's like this sad little puppy.
that's the only pacing problem I had was when they're like
That's the main
set him
one
up.
for me.
It felt like they had only had a few hours, but then it's like within a few hours they dyed his hair, made him like got him the suit, like did all this stuff. Yeah, so I can
he had a
see
quick
that.
glow up, dude.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
They went from like nothing to something, and then he went to fucking evil like this too. Like it was like so much with him.
Yeah.
and like he already knows all of his powers.
Yeah, what'd you think about Taskmaster getting popped? Like just out of nowhere, dude.
This hit harder for you because you're more into the comic book world, so you knew better of like the person, right?
Dude,
It kind of went over my
Taskmaster
head.
is such a sick character in the comics, and they just fucking ruined him and ruined. Well, him became a her in the movies, but
Because-
then
yes,
but then it's like they ruined her in the movies, made her like terrible, and then just like popped her in the head, bro. It's like Taskmaster would never get taken out like that, never.
They disrespected,
Dude, disrespected
him,
the
her.
character.
And that was okay. That's the thing. I want to say him or her. I want to clarify for people who might not know, because if you're not huge into comic book movies, that you might be like, "What the fuck are they talking about? Is trans?" No, what we're saying is that in the older cameos of Taskmaster,
Well, no, like Taskmaster in the comics is a
Master.
dude, but then
no,
Taskmaster
even in the movie, no, like her suit in the other movies, it's like a dude suit. Like you could tell the way it's formed. It's a dude's body, but in this one, it looks way different the way it's formed to her. It's like tits. Like you could tell it's a chick.
Oh yeah, versus in Black Widow, like the suit looks
It's
more
a
like
dude.
A, yeah,
Yes,
it's like a dude.
100%.
It's a dude as the stunt, like
And then
as a stunt performer.
And then you
yeah.
could say like, well, their bodies you can't really tell. Like, no, you could tell because the way the suit looks way different now.
that's kind of fair. Yeah, I mean, definitely like Black Widow is just a really sloppy movie in general. Like that's honestly one of my least
really
favorite
I
Marvel
low-key
movies.
kind of liked it
Really,
compared to all the other ones out
know.
in
I
that
just-
world in that phase.
I didn't fuck with it much, but
It's better than the Marvels or whatever the fuck they're called. was that part of the same phase, or is this like this is a newer one?
different because Black Widow came out before.
Like right after.
it came out before Endgame.
Really?
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
Damn. I thought it was after. I thought it was like the first one after. Damn.
Well,
It was.
maybe it was after Endgame.
I think it was like the first one after.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right.
Damn, but that doesn't make sense because Scarlett Johansson's
Yeah, but
is like a
Black Widow was a prequel.
Okay.
Black Widow was like what she was up to in
Leading up to
between
it?
Infinity War
Okay.
and Civil War.
oh, okay.
Or Civil War and Infinity
Okay,
War.
so that,
yeah.
that makes sense then.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean it was a funny scene. Like it got a reaction out of me. I was like it was fun. Like I looked at my buddy, I was like, oh dude, like oh no. Like when you look at the character just from an MCU perspective, I'm like, oh yeah, dude, fuck Taskmaster. Like Taskmaster get popped. Like I don't give a shit at all. Like that character blew.
Yes.
But it's like I just wish Taskmaster as a whole was treated better as a character. But
Like went out better. than
yeah, or
getting
just was
shot.
just like made better in the movies. But dude, like it was just crazy. But then I don't know. There was just a lot of like funny moments like that. Like I think it kind of felt like they were just like trying to like retcon stuff. Like not retcon, but like they were just trying to be like, oh yeah, all this shit like you hated. Well, yeah, that's gone. Now and then it's like they kind of like get rid of Taskmaster because they were like, we don't know how to make her an interesting character. And it's like all these characters you hated, like, oh, welcome to this movie. Like you're gonna love them now because we like kind of completely changed all their personalities.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I respect that because they did make 6 characters that people weren't really that interested in. They're like much better characters.
But they never really gave him a chance until now.
Yeah, that's true.
Except for
And every project that they were in my opinion, was very lackluster.
yeah.
Not, I won't say shitty, but very lackluster in like what it could have been.
What did you think? Who's it's tough. Who'd you like better? Who's your favorite character in the show? I know obviously it's between 2.
Oh, definitely.
It's tough though. Really think about it for a second before you answer.
I'm excluding Bucky and I'm excluding Yelena.
Oh, don't exclude Yelena.
Yelena was obviously the favorite, dude. Florence Pugh killed that. She was so good.
I think it's between
Red
her and
Guardian. You were a big Red Guardian fan.
I think he low-key stole it. As much as I love
Dude,
Yelena,
he was hilarious in the movie. I loved.
he was good
loved
acting
him.
the whole way around. He's like American. He sounds Russian as shit.
Yeah.
Finally got American portraying like other countries.
Yeah, right. Instead of like all the
British.
British people being. Oh, well, I mean,
American.
Florence Pugh is British.
Yeah,
so-
she nails it. She nails the Russian.
Yeah.
But maybe. I think what's his
She's
name?
good at it. Yeah,
David
it's not
Harbour
noticeable.
or whatever.
David Harbour, yeah.
I think he does a better Russian.
Yeah, oh, definitely. His is just more like comedic, like huge, like overbearing, like
He's
accent.
very powerful.
Yeah.
Like character,
Yeah.
emotional wise.
Yeah. Gosh, and then I think probably my favorite scene was, or not my favorite scene, but like I love the ending of the movie where like she brings them out on the stage. She like fakes them out, like thinking they're gonna catch her, and then
yeah.
brings them out on the stage, and she's like, "Oh, like these are the new Avengers."
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Dude. Yeah, and then like all the marketing. I don't know if you've seen it, but all the marketing this week has switched from Thunderbolts, and now they're actually calling the
Yeah.
movie New Avengers.
Yeah, I
it's
saw that.
crazy.
They're spoiling the shit out of it, huh?
Yeah.
But people still won't know. They'll be like, what?
Yeah.
I guess big fans will. But
Yeah.
big fans of Marvel probably already saw it.
Yeah, and then I guess we can touch on the end credit scene and then move on. But
Yeah, top tier.
dude, yeah, that so good, man. Like,
Top 5 end scene credit?
no, not top 5, but like it's number 1 since Endgame, like 100%.
Easily.
Every end credit scene, like in Phase 4, was just like a dumbass gag, like not setting up anything. It's like,
This actually
why do
set
I
up
care?
something.
Like, why am I sitting here for a gag at the end of the movie? Like, but this end credit scene was so cool. It was like, because they kind of touch on the new Avengers fighting with the old, with the Avengers that are being led by Sam Wilson / Captain America now. And, Bucky's like, yeah, like our friendship ended over like a trademark. It was just like really funny. And then all of a sudden, like a portal opens and Fantastic Four spaceship is flying through the sky, which I think almost guarantees that Fantastic Four takes place in a different universe, and they end up leaving after Galactus destroys everything, and they come back to the real MCU.
That's probably what's happening.
Yeah.
There is an off chance that they're being summoned because they need help, but I think it's the first one.
Yeah.
But we don't know for a fact. That's all I'm saying. Like, I
Well,
don't
they're
know.
on Earth in their movie. It's like a retro 50s like Jetsons Earth.
But you don't think there's a chance at all like they could be being asked like, "Hey, we need your help."
No.
Okay.
Yeah, not at all.
I just didn't want it to be so like I was just trying to put that realm of like maybe like we don't know for sure because it kind of spoils it.
Yeah, but I mean, the end credits scene just gets you hyped because it's like Thunderbolts are gonna like see the Fantastic Four coming, and then they're gonna interact, and then they're gonna have to figure out what's going on with Doctor Doom. It's just like I'm just hyped. They're just set. It's like it's the first end credit scene to set up something bigger in a long time, and I'm so happy that that was a good one.
Guardians of the Galaxy vibe whenever they kind of like popped up. I forgot what movie ended, but they kind of showed up. Like,
Yeah,
oh, shit. Was it Endgame or Infinity Wars? There was one where it ended and they kind of show up like they're all, oh shit, they're going to be in the next one.
Yeah, I can't even remember right now.
So hard. They all like
yeah,
kinda
they all
just-
blend. It's just been so long
Yeah.
since all that's happened.
But it gave me that vibe. It's like, oh shit, like you're excited to see like this new group
Yeah.
like intertwine with each other. Like, oh, this is I'm glad to see these guys be in the same movie.
Yeah.
But it kind of spoils Fantastic Four a little, right? They're kind of like,
Yeah.
because you already know they, like you said, like their world's gonna get fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Does that
But-
make you think that they're kind of like just washing over Fantastic Four now? They're like,
No.
Okay.
What do you mean washing over?
it's just kind of like they kind of gave away like the ending Not
Well, I mean,
They're
for
kind of just
people. Yeah, I think a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So does that kind of make you a little nervous that like, oh, maybe it does suck?
No,
Or
because
there's-
if that's the ending that they go for, I think it'll still be a really good movie, and
just think it was kinda
I'm still like
bold.
excited to see it.
it was just very bold to just kind of be like,
It was.
you know what I mean?
It was bold.
And it makes me a little nervous. They're like, it's gonna suck, but you're gonna be hyped for this next one.
No, I think Fantastic
Okay.
Four is going to stand so much on its own because they're doing such a really creative, like, cool thing with it that I think it'll be really good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll kind of be its own thing.
If you're not nervous, I'm not nervous.
Yeah, I'm not nervous. But yeah, I'm excited for everything to come.
That's what she said. Oh,
Exactly. No, I'd probably for an MCU rating, I'd give it an 8 out of 10, or 8, probably 8. Yeah, an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 8 to 8.5.
man, I feel like that's what I should. That's what, obviously what I've said would make it a 10 because of how. No, yeah, I know. But backtracking and being realistic, I'll say an 8 as well.
Really?
But as far as but you take it out of the MCU, just put it like on the scale of like a real movie, I'd give it a 7.
Yeah.
7.5.
Yeah, same. Yeah. It's one of those Marvel movies that I think has really good rewatchability. Actually, I think a lot of Marvel movies come out and they don't have fantastic rewatchability. This one definitely does.
I would say 8.5 to 9 MCU wise for me.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. I'll be half a point on the scale lower than you.
So you're saying 8.5?
Yeah,
Okay, fair.
yeah. But I guess we can move on to Last of Us. We're 2 weeks behind, but before you
2 weeks behind, and I'm 1 lecture to go. You know,
Yeah. God, what is that? It's
is that dude from like he plays the NBA? He's like from Duke, and he's
Jared
making those
McCain.
TikToks.
Jared McCain. Yeah, he's like
he's singing that song.
2 weeks into college.
And one
One
lecture
week down
behind,
behind. Yeah.
and I met this guy
My
named
name's Colin.
and I want him to be mine.
Yeah, it's correct. So funny.
I can't tell if he's like super troll or like a little zesty. You know, he got a little zest to him.
Nah, he's like the NBA version of Caleb Williams. Yeah, they're a little zesty, but like
Oh, Caleb's not that far though. Caleb just paints his nails, which every kid does now.
yeah, Jared McCain did paint.
He's doing TikToks of like talking about hooking up with the dude and being late on college.
I want him to be mine.
Yeah, he does the British voice.
Want him to be mine.
Oh, dude, everyone's
wait, well-
fuming over that.
Well, talking about LGBTQ relationships.
Oh yeah,
The Last of Us. No, okay.
We'll get to
we
that.
gotta talk about episode 3, which was right after Joel's death. But I actually really liked the third episode,
trying
which
to-
you did too.
Remind me like real quick.
Yeah, third episode
It's
was
blending to me.
It was like kind of the aftermath of Joel's death and Ellie kind of figuring out how to like get out of the town. And
Shit, real quick. Because with this, we have to do a non-spoiler. This is going to be a spoiler.
No, let's yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be too tough. We're going to have to do a spoiler.
Yeah.
This entire segment is going to be spoilers.
Yeah. But yeah, so
She gets the
Ellie's
towns, right? The group. To
yeah,
vote.
so
Okay.
they're kind of figuring out what to do. Like, oh, do we go after Abby and like her gang and figure out because they don't know anything about what's like how big of a group they are, like what's going on. The wolf group, and then they kind of like have this whole town meeting, and the whole council basically decides like, oh, we're not going after them. So Ellie and Dina are both kind of like, well, we're gonna have to go do this on our own. So they get out, but I just thought it was a really good episode in how they like explored the aftermath of Joel's death, because they focused a lot on Ellie and Tommy and how they kind of deal with it. And I thought the acting was really good, and you get to sit with it a little bit longer than how you do in the game. Because in the game, it's very like Joel dies and it's like instant, like, oh, we're going after these motherfuckers. Like, let's go. But you get Ellie is a little bit more hurt in the show and takes longer to recover, I think. And so
handles it very differently though.
handles it very differently. But I don't know. I really liked the third episode and the changes they made to the game, because you feel more of a relevancy to how important Joel's death was. You know, more not just on one or two characters, but like on the whole community. And then
Yeah.
Dina's character, I think, gets fleshed out a little bit better with how much she cared about Joel. And so I don't know. I liked the third episode and what they did. But the fourth episode, which came out this last Sunday, I think makes some changes to the game that I think both of us were a little like skeptical on.
I completely. They took away what I liked so much about the writing, the story of The Last of Us, and that's Ellie's revenge is like I said, like we talked about earlier. I was like, she's kind of like a Kobe Bryant, like locked in Mamba mode, like how Kobe was to basketball. Like I'll get rid of, like how Tom Brady is as well. Football, like fuck my family, fuck friends, fuck having fun. This is what I'm focusing on for like my entire life. That's how Ellie was with revenge. That was the main fucking, like that's the story. That's her identity. This show is completely taking that away.
I don't think that I don't really.
She's in a relationship that she's like really into, which is
her and Dina in the video game are bonding just as much.
No, I
yes, they
disagree.
are.
Dude, no.
Dude, I think you need to go.
I went
refresh the
back.
game.
I did. I went back and watched the things. I did. And
Okay.
she is angry.
They're
at
playing
Dina.
up the romance. They are playing up the romance. Yes.
Yes, but Ellie was never this goo goo gaga, and not until like later on in life. But like immediately when Joel gets fucking killed, she was not giving a fuck about any. When she leaves, when she decides in the video game to like leave and go out, Dina kind of like tags along last second. She's like, "Can I come?" And she was like, "No, like this is what I'm doing." Dina's like, "I want to come." She's like, she wants her to come.
I think playing up until that point, playing up to the point where they end up leaving, I thought they honored that from the game. I think afterwards in this most recent episode is where you're having the most problem. You're remembering like, I think you're not remembering as much the third episode. Third episode I thought was great. The fourth episode gets away from that and plays out the romance a lot more and gets to, I think, probably where you're having problems.
I get what you're saying. Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is like in the game, Dina's like their relationship was like kind of like secondary, where I feel like in the show it's like just as important as getting revenge, if not more at this point.
Yeah, but that's, and I will agree with that.
Yeah.
But I will say the difference between a show and a video game, video game's very combat forward.
And I wish they could have done that in this. I kind of like that fuck you mentality. Like so deadlock focused.
That's fair.
And she could have been like that. She could have been like, and it comes off so corny. That's another problem. It's just everything seems so corny.
Yeah.
In the last,
I liked all of it up until, I think we were talking about this before we hopped on the mic, but like, and this is to not discredit any of what Dina says and like the truth maybe some people share with it, but like Dina goes into this whole like, so well we can go chronological, but so the whole subway sequence where they're getting chased by the Fedra people and then they like go down.
I was good up until that.
No, that was really good. That was
peak.
peak, dude. Like
Of the
that
episode.
sequence was the production design fantastic. Zombies actually pretty fucking scary. Like I can't lie, that stuff was pretty crazy.
It brought me back to the video game playing it because
Yes.
that was terrible. I remember being so
Intense,
scared.
yeah.
That.
Yeah,
Like
but-
how am I going to get out of this?
Yeah, but then Ellie ends up getting bitten, right? And Dina
just saved Dina.
Yeah, she saves Dina, puts her arm up, gets bitten. I love that scene. That was a cool scene. And then Dina's obviously like, "Oh, I gotta kill you now," because she doesn't know that Ellie's immune. And then Ellie's like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna go sit in this chair, go to
She has a
sleep."
gun on her.
Yeah, she has a
She's
gun
like,
on her. Yeah, it's
"Yo,
intense. Yeah,
yo."
I'm gonna go sit over there. I'm gonna go to sleep. Just watch me. If I turn, shoot me. If I don't, we're chilling. She obviously doesn't turn. Then Dina's like, "Oh, I'm pregnant." Then Dina gets finger blasted.
Well, okay,
which is
okay.
crazy.
You gotta like you skipped one little part that's got like that you have to mention because it makes it more ridiculous. She tells her, she's like, "I am immune." She's like, "I've been immune, all this shit," and then then Dina just goes, "I'm pregnant." Like
Yeah, I didn't hate that though because I think they were
no,
just
that's
like,
in the game. That's in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, but you had to mention that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to say, because it makes it a little bit more ridiculous when she just
Yeah.
doesn't ever go back to
so,
it.
obviously when Dina finds out that Ellie's immune, like that should be like a earth-shattering thing, you know? Like that should be like like I'm like living in a world where this is like a cure. Like this is
That's
crazy.
like I'm Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like if I told you I'm Jesus and I started levitating, I turned into water,
Yeah.
wine into water, whatever, water into wine.
But then
You'd be like, yo.
yeah, literally.
But instead you're like, it was tough being bi.
Yes. So they add in this whole like monologue of her. So this is what I was referencing before, like not discrediting any of this, but like they added in this whole monologue of her being like the struggle with the bi stuff. And it's like good monologue but like for the actual characters from the game. And it's just like from what they should actually be discussing about the immunity.
And you got
like,
zombies up your ass
and
right
the
now.
zombies up your mouth. It's like I don't think
you're
in
pregnant?
the apocalypse people are given that much energy to being bigots and like being like homophobic.
Yeah.
It's like also Ellie's like full on like lesbian, dude. It's like boo hoo, I'm bi.
Yeah.
Like, dude, like Ellie, if any, like Ellie should be bitching right now.
Yeah,
and it's
yo,
like
chill.
it's like, and then it's like you're getting chased by zombies, like fucking flesh
And you're
eating-
pregnant.
and you're fucking.
Let's talk
pregnant.
about that.
And you're pregnant with like
And
your
I'm immune.
ex's baby, and you're dating like your best friend. It's like, dude, you have so much more to like discuss that's like
And
relevant.
She's a hot
to,
girl.
And she's a baddie, dude.
And she's like, I'm
Dina's a
bi.
baddie.
No one gives a fuck. That's more popular than not. Like you being a bi hot girl is
Yeah,
like,
it's like-
everyone's fine with it.
It's
No
like,
one's.
you're a bi character in the game, and we already knew you were bi. So why do we need to hear? It just felt very like
And the origin story was whack. It was like
Yeah,
my
like-
mom said no. And it was so tough because my mom said, it's like, that's it. Your mom, like, there's no bullying. There's no, like, you getting your
it
ass
wasn't-
kicked at
yeah.
school.
It's just like, it just felt very.
it was
know. I
dumb.
don't
It
wanna
was
s-
ridiculous. It was
yeah,
the
it just-
it was corny. There
It was corny. It was a
corny.
little corny. It felt very preachy, like, oh, like I'm writing this for all the bi fans who watch this show. It's like, dude, if you want to make a really good like bi character, you don't have to have them have a monologue saying how hard it is to be bi.
Make them
like,
a victim?
Just make them bi. Like, just
Yeah.
we know that she's bi. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's like we love Dina. I think everybody who's watching the show thinks Dina's a fucking awesome character. Like we don't need a sob story.
No.
It's like have
And it
her
wasn't
talk.
even sobby.
Yeah, it's not even sobby, but it's like talk about the pregnancy, talk about the immunity, talk about the fucking zombies you just
immunity
escaped.
should be
talk about
top
the
tier.
Fedra workers. It's like
She should have forgot she was
You could have
pregnant.
filled the time on the screen so much more efficiently and like more interesting.
And I think what makes me even more mad is because, like I said, they're taking away Ellie's like the revenge aspect with this scene in general. Like it basically like killed it for me because in the game she's so ruthless because that does happen. She gets bit. She's like or whatever. She's like I'm immune, and then Dina does go, I'm pregnant, and then Ellie's reaction is like basically like fucking serious. Like you should have told me you knew about this and we could have turned around and took your ass back. Now you're just a burden to me. And then like walk. It's like and then Dina kind of gets sad and Ellie's like, what the fuck? Like you're ruining my fucking mission, bro.
But then it's like instead you were saying that she's like, oh, I'm gonna be a dad, like in a goofy, like kind of like a little goofy.
Yeah, we'll get to
Oh,
that.
I can't wait to be a dad.
She starts making out with her and then like has her finger blasted. Which, by the way, every time I see like a sex scene, like a post-apocalyptic world, I'm thinking like, dude, how gross. They haven't taken a shower in forever.
Yeah, it is a little dirty.
They're brushing
It's
her
a
teeth
little
with beef
dirty.
jerky?
Yeah, it's a little dirty.
Oh, it's gross, dude. Her hand, it's been all over zombies and shit.
Yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
That's true. It's a little unsanitary. Yeah.
Dude, it's just that's all I could. I was like, dude, she probably unzipped her pants. It's like, woo, jeez.
Yeah.
That's. But then I'm like, she just told you she was immune.
Yeah.
You just saw. Okay. And then yes, they're sitting there, and she's like, we're all gonna be like a little triangle family, you and Jesse, and blah blah blah. And then she goes, I'm gonna be a dad, and she's like, yeah, you are. And then they hear zombies, like, oh yeah, I forgot, we're in this fucking world, we gotta survive.
Yeah. I mean, I see what I like.
I'm gonna be a dad. You're a woman.
Yeah.
So are they saying that Ellie's now?
No.
identifies?
I don't. It's
You're
not.
taking
It's
it-
not that. It's not.
So
that
your
was
thing is a goof.
the line was supposed to be good. I thought I I didn't hate the line. I more just hated the overall vibe of the conversation.
Okay, so now am I having to watch this in the aspect that Ellie identifies as a boy now?
She doesn't identify as
Or is it a
boy.
goof?
It's a goof.
Because
It's a
with
goof.
with the writing staff that they have, and we know from the video game where it's going, that it might not be. They might be saying like, no,
yeah,
it's
but I just think I think that line was supposed to be a goof, and I honestly didn't hate that line. I just think like I don't think they're gonna focus too heavily on this from the rest of the season. Like, I think they hit a lot of the romance on this scene or on this side, and I think it was just very clunky how they did it. But I don't think they're gonna harp too heavy on it for the rest of the season. I genuinely believe that. I think that the writing staff is good enough to not allow, because the writing for the rest of the show has been good. I think, like, I think the writing's been fantastic.
we've said in the past it's been kind of corny. And we've
It can
and for
be corny.
for
but
Ellie,
that's
it's
the
been
same,
terrible.
dude. There's parts of Game of Thrones that are a little corny.
No, don't get me there. How I compared it to the Joker and Dark Knight, Thunderbolts.
I'm not
That's what
comparing
you're
it.
doing.
I'm not
Okay,
comparing
okay.
it to Game of Thrones. I'm just saying like every show's got
Yeah, but this is like
moments.
the 90% of the show's been corny on episodes with Ellie.
That's not true.
I've not liked the way
You
they've
think 90% of Ellie's
Certain
on the
ep-
screen has been corny?
of certain episodes. Not every episode has been 90%, but there has been like the first episode.
I'll be honest. Like this episode, I liked her as Ellie more than I have the whole show.
Oh, I liked her the least.
This episode,
Yeah, because it's when
playing the guitar, that whole sequence where she's like playing the guitar for Dina and singing the aha like Take on Me.
that's fair.
I love that sequence. I thought it was very good, very well done. There were parts in this episode where I was listening to her voice and I was kind of on my phone a little bit. But like I would hear her voice and I was genuinely like, dude, this sounds like Ellie. Like this, like
I think
I'm
they
like
edited that,
I'm
but
really
yeah.
getting like Ellie vibes right now. And just
Yeah.
like how she behaved, like because we're not seeing her. Like I know your problems with the earlier episodes. Like you're like, oh, like she's been like
She's trying to
more
be cool.
She's been more bratty, like trying
Yeah.
to be cool. But I think in this episode, putting her more in the environment where like now they're out in the real world and like through all the shit in Seattle, I think like her character did better. Like I liked her character better in this episode.
I don't see how you can say that when she's unless you're into that, that's fine. I just seem like it's most of it since they've been in Seattle is her having a high school lovey-dovey story.
But you can't disband the whole 30-minute scene of them like fighting for their lives. That stuff was all fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was half the
I guess
episode.
it's 50-50 for me on that.
They're playing up the drama of the romance, obviously, because it's TV, and they kind of have to do that. Like
I disagree.
they don't have to. Okay, they don't have to do that.
Yeah.
But honestly, when you think about TV, that's the part of it that I would expect them to amp up.
Then if that's their audience they're trying to hit, it's just not for me. Then that's fine. If people
Yeah,
like
but you're
it,
gonna keep watching, bro.
I genuinely.
You're gonna keep watching for the pod.
If it wasn't for this pod, I promise you, I would not watch it.
It's not. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think it's that bad to give up on the show. The first season's good. I like the first season a lot.
Yeah, but it wasn't like this.
I think
They stuck.
the first three episodes were fantastic. This episode was half of this first episode was not the greatest.
Yeah, I just see like
Or half of this fourth episode was not the greatest.
what
but
they did to Ellie.
The first three episodes were fantastic.
Dude, we've been bitching about the way they've been doing Ellie since season
but
one.
we have to let that go. We have to let that go.
It's more so than her fucking face and the way she looks. I'm talking like this.
the
like
character,
na-
the actual character.
Yes,
Yes,
I think the character is not Ellie at all, and that's why I like the game so much. Is because of Ellie. I think Ellie, she's like one of my favorite video game characters of all time, and
Yeah.
the fact that it's just a different person.
Yeah.
This Ellie in the game would kick this Ellie's fucking ass, and she would kill Dina if she had to.
yeah.
This girl would die for Dina instead of getting revenge for Joel.
You know what? I can actually see that. That was a good point you just made. I can definitely see that. That's very true.
And it's making her more humanized, which there's something about I just like the anti-edgy shit, I guess, with the game. It's like,
Yeah.
she's so like
yeah, and I guess that kind of is the whole point of the game. It's like Ellie's after Joel's death, Ellie becomes less human. And that was the whole struggle when she's like later on in the game, when she has to choose between that life with Dina and becoming this inhuman revenge machine. And she chooses the revenge because that's all she feels inside. She's so overcome by it. But I'm hoping maybe
They're setting it up to like
I'm hoping like maybe by amping up the romance of the show,
it hits harder.
maybe
when
it
she
hits
fails.
harder, and that's what I'm rooting for. Like that's what I'm hoping they do.
But the game did a good job of not having to do that and still hit hard.
Yeah,
Because Ellie still fucking said, "Fuck it, I'm out,"
yeah,
and it still hit hard.
it did.
Because she
hit
comes
hard.
back.
Yeah, it did hit really hard.
Yeah, so like they can still do that. I get what you're saying though, because I was thinking that too.
Yeah,
Like they're just trying to set up to make it, but it's like, damn it, dude, why you don't gotta do that.
yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see where the rest of the season. Well, honestly, we'll have to see where season 2 and season 3 go. Because I think I was telling you when this season premiered, but all the reviews that have come out say that this season feels very unfinished. But that's simply because they're splitting the second game into 2 different seasons.
And my whole thing on that was like every season kind of technically feels unfinished, right?
No, I
Like-
think you can have a very satisfying season of television.
I get- yeah.
Even when it's a part of a bigger story.
Yeah,
It's just
that's
all
true.
about how you end it.
And man, the audience reviews kind of with me seem like
Were they
everyone's
lower
out
on this episode? I didn't look at them.
Yeah, it's in the 40s now overall. Everyone's pretty upset.
No, you're
everyone's seeing the bullshit. It's
Really? On
Just-
what? IMDb or?
just the I'm gonna be a dad, which is corny. It's just corny, man.
Wow.
No, not IMDb, Rotten Tomato.
Rotten Tomatoes.
I guarantee you, it's like that across the board.
Okay.
And it's not like gaming photo or review bombs where just people just trash it to be trolls. These are like people actually putting like legit thought and like writing why they don't like it, and
yeah, that's fair.
I'm with you. I see like memes being jokes of like everyone's Team Abby, which is hilarious because everyone thought like she'd be getting death threats for killing Joel, but everyone's like it's because she looks good. And did you see that when I'm talking about this meme?
Yeah.
They're like everyone's like I'm ready for the boat scene.
Yeah, exactly.
That ain't.
Well, we'll see how the rest of the season comes out. I guess
Yeah.
we'll be back next week. See how this next episode goes. Maybe it'll bring it back for you a little bit. I guess we can kind of gloss over the studio. This this last episode was probably my least favorite, but
Yeah,
I still
I
really
agree.
liked it. Like it was still very good.
It was
Like,
just wasn't as like I don't know.
it just didn't hit as hard.
Nah.
They revisit the Kool-Aid thing, and it's I loved the whole is it too black? Is it black enough?
Yeah.
Is it no black?
And then it ends up being
yeah,
AI is what's the name.
AI is the
yeah.
big shitter on them.
Yeah.
Like, everybody gets mad at them anyways. Nobody cared about the race thing
And he's just
at
standing
all.
up there looking dumb.
Yeah, I thought it was just such a funny commentary on honestly, it's kind of like whatever you've been talking about with Last of Us. It's like the Hollywood execs talking is it black enough? Should
Yeah.
we add more race
Oh no, The Last of Us got it taken care of.
yeah.
Call back.
All that. No, but I'm excited this week. I think this week's the season finale, but
Oh no!
I think it's 8 episodes this season. But it just got renewed for season 2 officially today.
I gotta wait a year.
I know.
Fuck.
I know, but so good. Such a good
I
show.
know. I thought they would be longer just because the episodes are short.
Yeah. So we'll be back next week with another review of that and another episode of Last of Us.
Well, I want to go back to the episode before the Kool-Aid Man. That was like my favorite episode.
We had 2 weeks. Yeah,
Wait.
we did have 2 weeks worth of the studio, huh?
That's when the doctors, right?
Oh my God! Yeah,
That was hilarious.
Hilarious. That
There
was
he-
so good.
Dude, that's like you. Like your world's colliding.
I know, right? It was like all the doctors were like, "Yeah, well, movies don't matter.
Yeah.
Art sucks."
I liked when he pulled up like that plaque.
Yes,
He's like,
yes.
the only thing that's on this plaque is a fucking movie.
Yeah, that episode actually might have been one of my favorites.
That was
Dude,
mine,
it's
yeah.
so good because Seth Rogen goes to, I think he's dating some doctor chick, and they end up going to this gala charity event, and the whole episode is him clashing with all these doctors. Well, art's important, and they're like, yeah, well, my favorite movie's just some bullshit action movie. Mm-hmm. It's and I think my favorite conversation that I think encapsulates the whole episode is
The diary
is the Asian dude, the Asian doctor guy. He's like, yeah, I got I go to like a 70-inch flat screen on my, in my house. And it's like, it's even better than the movie theater. And then this other room was like,
He's just like,
he's like 70 inches versus like 100 feet.
Yeah.
What?
dude, I kind of like resonated with him. Like when people say shit like that.
Yeah, no,
I'm like,
for sure. My home movie theater is better than the movie theater. It's like, dude, it's not.
they're just
it's
saying
really
shit that
not.
just like makes you just.
Yeah, it's like the movie purists are like, fuck.
But then you also see their point of view because he's over here talking about this movie called like Diarrhea or
Yeah,
something.
he's just bullshitting. Like he's just talking about some bullshit. It's like,
Yeah. So I see both sides, but man, I was rooting for him the whole entire time.
oh, for sure, yeah.
Especially, but it was so funny because then he gets his hand fucked up and
Yeah, he needs a
help.
doctor. Yeah.
But he still like says like, oh, he's like, and when I get to the hospital room, there's going to be a TV on the screen.
Exactly. Exactly. What do they always have in hospital rooms?
Yeah.
TVs. They give people entertainment so they can heal. Yeah. It's so good.
That was a great episode.
The show is fantastic. I think this last episode is a Golden Globes episode.
Who's the? I saw the name of
Zoe Kravitz.
Oh,
was like the big guest star.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think he's trying to get Zoe Kravitz to thank him in her like acceptance speech for the award, and so he's like, oh, you got to think, the executives are a huge part of movie making, so you got to think us too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see how good. I think it comes out tomorrow.
That's gonna be funny.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Damn, dude, the film noir one. We didn't talk about that because I didn't see it, but that was really good.
Yeah, I talked about it, but
Chinatown, whatever.
Yes, dude, I love
that was great.
Yeah,
I loved how they made it seem like he's like just narrating it. Like,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a cold day and I'm here. You know?
Exactly.
That was good. It's great fucking very underrated show.
Great show. Yeah, it's hard to recommend to a lot of people because it is very inside baseball. But
yeah, that's true.
But it's like if you don't love movies, like I think it'd be a little hard for you to kind of get all the satire, maybe.
Yeah, I still think it's funny though.
But it's still such a good show. Like this is, other than Severance, I think this is Apple TV's probably best show or my favorite Apple TV show.
I can't think of any other Apple TV shows, honestly.
Yeah, there's been a couple that have been good, but in
nothing
terms of like
mainstream
how
big.
mainstream popular it's getting, like Severance and this are probably the two most.
It's hard to top Severance, even though I'm not like a big fan of it. I admit that it's
But Severance is like officially part of the zeitgeist,
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
recognize
huge.
that.
Yeah. But dang, what movies do we have this weekend? I don't know if we have anything.
There is
This
a break. I might watch The Accountant.
Yeah, I honestly might try and catch up. So if you do The Accountant, I would honestly be down to do Until Dawn.
I know you've been
or
that was
something.
like your movie.
I know.
But you know it's gonna be ass, huh? At least you go in low expectations and
I
it'll be
know
better.
it'll be a little mid, but I think it'll still be good.
The Accountant 2 for me is like it's those turn your brain off movies that like I would like.
Yeah, I want to see The Accountant too. I don't know, just
It's just long. I'm like,
just
man,
like
this-
oh, you know what? I'll go see The Surfer. I want to see The Surfer with Nicolas Cage. I'll show you the trailer for it. I'll decide on a movie this week, and I'll go see
Yeah,
something.
we can see the same movie. If you want to see Accountant 2, go see Accountant 2.
I know. I think I'd rather see Until Dawn over The Accountant 2. I can't lie to you. I don't know why. But we'll come back with something next week. But damn, a long episode, but I think it was a good one.
Yeah, hopefully Trump's tariffs go in place and we see a million new jobs pop up for
For
Hollywood.
American
There's
filmmakers,
there's gonna be a million new movies just pop up in Hollywood.
Exactly.
All right,
Damn.
that was a long episode,
Long one.
but I think that's it. We'll catch you next
Longest
week.
one you've ever seen.
Someone say the best. All right.
All right, bye.